أهلا بكم مشاهدينا، أنا كورين فرحات أرحب بكم. ثلاثة أطباء برزوا من خلال مهنتهم في الولايات المتحدة، غابي معوض، محمد قبيسي وإدغار الشعار. جمعتهم هويتهم اللبنانية وهجرتهم إلى الولايات المتحدة. اختاروا الطب كمهنة إنسانية وسامية يمارسوها بكل اتقان. غابي معوض تفوق في الجراحات المتقدمة بواسطة الروبوت في مجال الطب النسائي والتوليد. محمد قبيسي مكتشف منطقة في الدماغ سماها مفتاح الوعي. أما إدغار الشعار مدير لبرنامج التعليم المتقدم في أمراض اللثة وجراحاتها في جامعة نيويورك المرموقة. نتعرف أكثر على كل منهم وما الذي يدفعهم بالقيام بالمهنة الأحب على قلبهم، وكيفية تواجدهم في مناخ مناسب نمى قدراتهم ومساعدتهم للأجيال الصاعدة. ويبقى الهدف الأهم تخفيف الألم وإيجاد العلاجات المناسبة.
Who I am now is just part of the rest of the universe, part of the cloud and the sunlight and the energy and the plants and the ocean and everything. We came from them, we will go back to them. My name is Mohammed Abaisi. I run the George Washington University Epilepsy Center.
What makes me who I am is a multitude of things. Is where I was born, the way I was raised, the value that I acquired during my childhood, growing up. All my life experiences is what made me the person who I am today.
غابي معوض, robotic surgeon, George Washington University.
What makes me who I am is the strong fundamentals that I have used to follow all my life. From the way my parents have raised me, the difficulty that we had growing up back home, and coming to New York. New York is it's a well-controlled jungle. I'm Edgar Alshar. I'm a dentist by career and the director of the program here at New York University College of Dentistry.
Being able to save other people's life just comes from hard working and training, and I'm sure everybody has an inspiration what they want to do in their life, and they work very hard to achieve that. Who would save my life? This is even harder. I think who would save my life is my colleagues who I work very closely with from different disciplines, and they'll be happy to take care of me, and I'm sure as another patient they'll do the best they can do.
The reason I became a doctor was not about a long life dream of becoming a doctor. I mean, somebody who treats people's ailments and help them get better. That was not the initial dream, really. I always wanted to be a mathematician, and I had a real passion for math that is at least as big as my passion for neuroscience or poetry. And soon after I joined medical school, I knew I was going to become an epileptologist, an epilepsy specialist, which I am, because epilepsy was one of the specialties that allowed you to map the brain inch by inch and understand how each part of the brain functions.
The reason I picked dentistry, not only the medical field, because I wanted to be kind of not the real world control of your destiny, but in dentistry you can build relationship with the patient, and you have patients coming and go, the same people over and over, and you will be your own little world in it. So you get to know them and they get to know you on a personal level. So you know their family, they know about your family. So you build that relationship, and once you build that relationship, it comes with it that you need to care about them and be there for them.
Everything starts from the patient. All the research that we've done and that we plan to do, it all starts with the patient in order to end positively with hopefully successful therapeutic intervention in the patients. I wasn't always attracted to treating temporal lobe seizures in particular until I saw a patient early in my career who had history of encephalitis, inflammation of the brain, and apparently both temporal lobes started to produce seizures, and it was then that I wanted to do research to look for interventions of how to treat temporal lobe seizures without having to remove the temporal lobe surgically.
The exceptional care towards the patient is basically a teamwork. It's not me only, it's a whole team that works like a Swiss watch. It's my nurses, my fellows, my residents, and my supporting faculty that I work closely with. It's a teamwork and it's a team success.
I think the major component for success or ingredient for success is passion for what one is doing. I grew up in a house where everybody had to work really hard, and my father said, no matter what you do, I don't care if you want to be an artist or a scientist or a carpenter, whatever you want to do, you have to do it right, and that's how you succeed. And this still lives in my head, and I totally believe in it, and I would like to hopefully instill it in my kids as well.
I remember when I was a student and I had so many opportunities in my life to work with many mentors and educators that shaped every single stage of my career and helped me be the person that I am today. And I think giving back is the most important thing that I can do for other people, help them, mentor them, and help them through their different stages about their careers.
At every stage of my education and career, I've been lucky enough to work with great mentors, from undergrad to medical school to my research years and clinical training. And I think that the way I teach my students now is a hybrid of all those wonderful methods that my mentors used over the years.
I had a great opportunity by being here in New York, especially in particular at New York University. It has a global approach that I would have never dreamed of having. Because of NYU, or we call it NYU, New York University, I've traveled for 17 countries, 5 continents, something that I could have never done or achieved if I have stayed in Lebanon. And two, the diversity that we have here. Now, we talk about our own diversity back home, that which is it's a funny way of looking at diversity. Diversity of Lebanon is, as we know, it's all based on religion. But in the United States, especially in New York, it's unbelievable. You have to learn every culture. So I can give you an example. In our class or in our department, we have 31 nationalities. A lot of them, it's like me, they came out of somewhere very far, and they are here in this new land, new culture, new way of life, and they feel lonely, they feel afraid, they feel vulnerable, and they want somebody to give them guidance. So you always have to be present with them. So I have 2 families.
Being successful will definitely put you under the microscope, and that could generate definitely stress. The most important thing is to balance your personal life with your work life. Actually, being under the microscope could carry lots of benefits, especially that helps you spread the message faster, that helps women know their options. You can empower them to choose what's best for them. Plus, you can work with lots of authorities to help improving healthcare globally, which is an additional benefit.
Deep inside the human mind may have found a switch.
The words success and fame are relative. And even if from the outside people appreciate a certain degree of success and fame of a physician or a researcher, inside I think that we've only accomplished a tiny bit of an infinite process. So success and fame have not brought any stress. Instead, they feed the motivation for one to do more work, to speed up the research, to try and answer the chronic questions of science and medicine.
I'm by nature a private person. I always try to keep my life balanced, that my private life is different than my professional life. Unfortunately, the social media does not allow you to do that. It mixes things together because you can't, if you have a good moment that you spent with your children and stuff, and you felt compelled to put it out there, and so you have to be careful if you put it, what's the consequence, what's not the consequence to it. I'm surrounded with young professionals that they are my students, and so I have to be the mentor for them. And today, education is not the same as we had it in our time. We were raised on a very strong discipline matters. Today, you can't discipline people the same way we were disciplined. You have to be a little bit careful the way you address the message to them. But yet, I try to make them believe in me, trust me, that if I am disciplining them this way, it's for their own benefit.